know, before we head back to Skyhold, how about taking care of some more of this miscellaneous stuff around here? The Knight Captain at the keep, he mentions having some kind of problem with bar guests, and I'm assuming that's what this big old furry tail dude is. And, I actually find out that these guys are a force to be reckoned with. A little leap attack there. But, this is essentially like a side quest in and of itself, just getting rid of this guy. Hopefully he'll drop his hide or his tail or whatever we can use to craft our gear with, right? That'd be nice. Or not. I guess we'll just pick Elfrit then. Well, whatever. Well, so far along the way, we've been finding these things called Chantry signs. And they kind of remind me of the markers that were in the Kakari Wilds. The beginning of Origins. Essentially, they're going to lead us to a reward of some sort at the end. So I was thinking we'd find the last of those and go ahead and finish that off. There's a lot of, I would say, busy work that we're going to have to do for this Dragon Scholar guy in order just to unlock the dragon, or the ability to fight the dragon. And all that'll kind of need to be taken care of all at once. We've got a lot of it done already, though. Actually, we've picked up some supplies that he's going to be asking for. So on and so forth. Yeah, this is a bridge. There's no marker for this, but I might have to remember to come back to this specific bridge sometime later. I don't know that I've ever actually gone across it. There's one right there. Interesting. And there's our dragon guy down there. We'll go talk to. Anyway, so got those bridges underway. Just have to officially unlock them at the war table, but I figured I'd come down here, unlock this camp, maybe talk to this dragon dude and see what we've done for him so far and what we still need to do.
Inquisitor.
I think he'll have something for us to do at the war table also. Seems like that's right. We'll find out here in a second. I see a landmark down here.
Visitors? Thank the Maker. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone. Have you come to observe the wildlife too?
I think I found your supplies. A dead man out in the desert had these on him.
Dead? Blessed Andraste. What about Marcus or Jeannette? This is terrible news. I am Frédéric of Serrault, foremost researcher of draconology in Orlais. I came here with an expedition from the university. But the others are all missing, and our work has been halted. White Claw raiders have made off with much of our supplies. You will help me reclaim the equipment, will you not? You will champion the advancement of science.
I have the supplies you were waiting for right here.
Now that I have my recipes back, I'll be able to concoct a bait the High Dragon cannot resist. I have most of what I need, but I still need to gather quillback intestines and a phoenix's tail feather.
You study dragons. I'd be interested in hearing more about that.
Oh, they are fascinating and little understood creatures, thought extinct for centuries. Now they seem to be making a comeback. The Nevarrans wrote extensively on breeding and nesting behavior, but high dragon hunting patterns have never been studied. I would be most interested if you come across any Gurn corpses that might be victims of dragon attacks.
The rest of your team went missing, and there are raiders all over the area. Should you be here alone?
I don't know what happened to the rest of the expedition, but the raiders have left me completely undisturbed. I have also seen Grey Wardens and strangers in odd black clothing, but they all ignore my presence completely.
You're a scholar. What can you tell me about this region?
The Western Approach is a remarkable place, as you are no doubt aware. Many magnificent creatures make their home here. Varghasts, dragons, phoenixes. They thrive where few others can. The land was poisoned by the Second Blight. The Warden Fortress has stood since that time. Before the Blight, the ancient Imperium ruled here. Actually, I saw some Tevinters recently. Studying the runes, perhaps.
Tell me about yourself.
I am a professor at the University of Orlais. I have made it my life's work to write the definitive monograph on the hunting habits of dragons and their closest kin. On this trip alone, I have produced 20 scrolls of notes. More scholarship than has ever been done on the Southern Varghast. But my hope, my great ambition, is to observe the abyssal high dragon taking her prey. A sight no scholar has ever recorded.
One tail feather and one batch of intestines, as requested.
My friend, you are invaluable. I will certainly note your assistance in my monograph on the high dragon. I will attempt to lure her out as soon as my background research is complete. Mistakes could be deadly. The ancient Tevinters wrote volumes on the study of dragons. I believe they had a laboratory in this desert. If only their work had not been lost. Truly, the Blights set the field of draconology back centuries. Deplorable.
I found this manuscript on dragons in an ancient Tevinter laboratory. Will it help you?
What remarkable diagrams. Are these chambers of the draconic heart? Oh, if only I could read the script. Do you perhaps know a linguist? Or a Tevinter historian?
I don't, but the Inquisition might. I'll speak to our specialists. We'll have to speak some other time.
Alright, so we have our work cut out for us. Apparently I'd gotten...
bandits are leaving Frederick alone?
Yeah, good point, Varric. Why are they leaving this guy alone specifically? They messed with his expedition people. Stole their supplies, apparently, because I think they were told to be hands-off, but they decided to mess with them anyway, or something. I remember seeing notes from the Venatori to the White Claw guys. Something to that effect. I don't know if it was the expedition or the miners that they were talking about, or both, but anyway. Alright, so we'll follow out these signs and go down there. Oh, well, that's the book for Vivian, too. Well, that's cool. We can probably do all that at once. So this guy needs it translated. I'm not sure where I found this dragon manuscript for him, though. Perhaps in, Griffin Wing Keep, maybe? I don't know, it's kind of running through there. I might have read something inadvertently. Picked it up. Whatever it was, I found it. Just have to backtrack and figure out which one of those little out-of-the-way caves or buildings or whatever that I've explored had what he was looking for. But anyway, it helps to be kind of thorough in adventuring on the way here, because apparently I got most of the legwork out of the way. So all that stuff that I just turned in, he would be asking me to go do if I hadn't done it already. Go find random White Claw groups, you know, to pick up supplies and that type of thing. I saw an ocularum there. After a little bit of legwork trying to figure out how to get up here, went completely down the wrong direction, realized I had to come back this way. Anyway, so we come back down to the south edge of this little cliff here and work our way up. And of course, here's another group of these guys. And that's what Mighty Blow is good for, groups. Nice AoE. It's nice to have one AoE of some sort to rely on. Probably won't have that luxury with my rogue, because my rogue's definitely going to be a single target assassin, pick them off one at a time type deal. Very similar in effect to the rogue that I played in Dragon Age 2. If I wasn't so busy with this, I'd honestly be working on that at the same time, so that I could at least put the build out ahead of time for you guys. But I won't do a whole let's play with the rogue. I just want to I think it's a good system to do it 5 levels at a time. It's one thing to show you the be-all end-all build, you know, up at level 20, where, you know, you're this ultimate badass doing all this stuff, but oftentimes the effort in getting there, especially when you have to make sacrifices and be weak for a time before you unlock certain things, which can make things extremely difficult, especially on, like, you know, nightmare difficulties and stuff. So I was thinking about showing essentially the order, at least early on, you know, the first 5 or 10 levels that I pick my skills, and, you know, basically how my skill trees look, you know, in increments, a little bit at a time, show my natural path and the way, you know, I'm thinking, the way I progress when I build my characters. It's not overly difficult. So, you know, I feel that sharing that is, you know, it's worthwhile to somebody. Anyone who may be, you know, struggling at a certain point in the game. I've heard people mention that dual-wielding daggers, one of the hardest things to get through a nightmare is the very, very beginning. And I can see that that Pride Demon. I guess it depends on which skill you pick. But keeping him in mind, I could see that being kind of a pain in the ass. He'd probably one-shot you with that lightning whip, and so it'd be a matter of staying behind him, and, you know, then he's going to summon shades. And good thing is, as the Inquisitor, your sole job is really to trigger that Fade Rift that spawned the demon in the first place, so that you can knock him down, break his armor down, make him weak for a minute, so, you know, he can get picked on by your archers and whoever you have with you. Stealth is, of course, is going to be the key thing. It's going to be the one major factor over anything else. Not having played a human, I don't know exactly when this comes into play. If it's like at the very beginning of when you first create your character, if it's something you obtain later, but I know their added advantage is an extra skill point over the rest of the races. Each one has a perk, and with the humans it's an extra point. I'd see a lot of people playing humans, I guess, for just that reason. I guess I could see that. I don't know, personally. I figure that's a little bit over the top as far as a buff goes, considering ability points are pretty precious in this game. That's not counting, you know, the glitches and all that other crap. Which, from what I understand, they've fixed that. At least I hope they have, personally. I have no good things to say about that, so I'll just leave that whole topic alone, but you won't see me really doing a lot of that. Closest thing you'll see to a glitch, for the most part in my videos, is things like in Origins, and when I get into Dragon Age 2, I can show you in there. It's not something I'll utilize, but it's an endless money thing. Where, in Origins, it's just a matter of getting to the same place that you would be, just saving a little time doing it. Okay, that's one thing, but just having, like, say, unlimited ability points, you know, max out your skill trees, regardless of your level and all that, that's okay. There's really no way to put that. It's cheating, you know, bottom line, so I'm not going to get all off of that. But the game, as it's designed to be played, doesn't allow for unlimited ability points. It's, they're, you know, especially early on, they're harder to come by. So the human getting an entire extra skill, essentially, to start with, that's a pretty major buff. I guess not having, you know, the damage resistance that the other races get or something is something, but even with a 25%, say, ranged defense, I still think archers would two-shot you, at least early on, I would think. I don't know. I mean, 25% maybe seem like a lot, but when they're doing 3/4 of your health per shot anyway, then, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it can make a whole lot of difference. if you've got well, I'll just put it this way. You got 1,000 hit points and someone's hitting you for 1,000, okay? Or someone's hitting you for 800, okay? And then you break it down to where they're only hitting you for 600, they still only have to hit you twice to kill you. Let's put it that way. So, I don't know. I don't see how much of a difference that... I mean, it makes some, I guess. I know with the elves, and then with the dwarves, it's magic resistance. Although, I'm not playing a dwarf here, and I haven't seen the mages being near as OP'd as they were in the first 2 Dragon Ages. Archers have taken their place. And then with the Chantry, well, you get the 10% physical resistance, but at least I haven't seen it yet. I did find on another character a helmet for Iron Bolt, but it was for him only. And I'm thinking, well, maybe at some point you can make one for, you know, the Chantry main character, but I haven't seen one yet. You have this face paint, which offers neat buffs. Gives you a damage buff. Get a, you know, shit up to what I've seen so far, 10, 12 extra points of damage, plus cool stuff like critical chance, critical damage. I mean, all that's great, but it has nothing to do with defense. Doesn't do anything as far as that goes for your character. So you get 10% extra damage physical resistance, but you lose the armor rating of your helmet, and especially up till about level 8 or 10, you know, between 10 and 20 points of armor rating is a lot. I mean, that makes a huge difference, because that factors into all the damage numbers before anything else. And so if you can put up that kind of resistance, of course I had to do that, right? I mean, just had to see. It'd been awesome if that had led to a secret boss or something. I'd been like, oh yes, 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 give me please. There was a note stating that they were actually, the wardens here were digging for an archdemon. I think the note is sitting up here somewhere, but I don't know if they were, what exactly they were after. Doesn't come across as they were going to try to kill him. It's almost like they were being drawn by him or something. I don't know, but anyway, gotta get this out of the way for Varric. There you go, buddy. Need to get to the rest of those on the Storm Coast. I'm kind of curious what you get from Varric for finishing all that. Yeah, so anyway, you know, with the resistances in mind, it seems like the humans definitely get the better end of that. But yeah, see, it's talking about they were going after this, I guess, an archdemon who was calling to them down there, and there's something to be said for wardens when they reach the end of their life, or their allotted amount of time before the darkspawn blood takes over and kills them completely. They kind of sense it, they know it, you know, they start to get the nightmares and all that. Alistair goes into some length talking about it, and a lot of them, it's kind of a tradition for them to head to the deep roads and basically go end it in glorious, you know, battle against the darkspawn there, you know, defending, you know, I don't know, a choke point in the deep roads or something. Anyway, so apparently they're digging here, being called by this archdemon, like that sense of calling, but it comes across here as an artificial one. Like, more like they're going to worship or something. Or being drawn to their own deaths ahead of time. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. I hope we'll see. I hope that'll clear up. Like I said, the next area I want to go to is Crestwood. We'll find out more about what's going on with the wardens here. They appear to be somewhat in cahoots with the Venatori. If not directly allies with them, although that would appear to almost be the case. It's very vague because I don't know. Nothing's real clear here, but just from what I've read and hints that I've gotten so far, that the wardens are right. They're playing their part in whatever Corypheus is doing. You know, he's using the Venatori for one means. He's used the Mage Rebellion for another means. He's used the Red Templar problem, the Red Lyrium thing with the Templars, for another means. And now apparently he's got the wardens acting very strangely. Now we get the first hint, very beginning of the game, is that they've all disappeared. And Leliana's like, this is not right. You know, the conclave happens, then all of a sudden you can't find a warden anywhere ever at all. Very, very strange. And Blackwell's like, well, it's not so strange. You know, we tend to wander when there's no blight. you know, the Blight just ended not recently, and so now they're going to go out and recruit and do their own thing and pretty much chill until the next archdemon pops up. And I mean, I get that. But here something's off. Something's wrong. Of course, I mean, it has to be wrong, right? It's going to play part of the story, of course. I believe this is the last of these.
The end must be nearby.
Yep, there we go. For anyone watching this that's already finished the story, they're probably, you know, fully clued in on everything I'm talking about right here. This is just what I'm gathering. I've been really careful. It's impossible to completely avoid it. In working, you know, the Ninja Flips channel, of course, you know, I have to stay somewhat active, and you know, I've got some really just amazing friends on Twitter and Facebook and stuff. Just the Bioware community is just, it's awesome. It really is. It's amazing in every way. But things are going to be said and hints are going to be given, and in context, you'll sometimes know what someone's talking about, even though you wish you didn't. You'd be like, oh crap. And sometimes people don't even know they're giving away spoilers necessarily. They're just talking about stuff, and they're passionate about the game. They're going to talk about their experience, and that's all great. But I've done everything I can to avoid it, at the same time knowing that it's going to be there. So I ignore as much as possible, you know, if it's obviously about something I haven't experienced yet. Specifically when a name of a place or a person comes up that's in context seems that they're key to the story, but I haven't met them yet, then, you know, obviously they're going to play part, and sometimes I'll kind of divert my eyes from anything that's said on after that to avoid it. The temptation isn't so much there because spoilers can be just that, you know, they can spoil things. Now, experiencing something that you even know about ahead of time oftentimes is worth it anyway, because actually seeing it and experiencing it in game is far above and beyond what someone might be able to tell you regardless. So, I mean, sure, you can say, okay, at the end, you killed a bad guy. Oh, you spoiled it for me. No, I mean, you know at the end of the RPG you're going to kill the bad guy in some way, shape, or form. I mean, that, you know, it's pretty much from point A to point B, kill all the bad guys till you get to the main bad guy. Then you kill him too, win, save the world, blah, blah, blah. Enjoy your gold, you know, whatever, you know. But, I mean, so I get that. So it's kind of hard to spoil that as far as it goes. But some of the details and experiences, you can tell me, but then actually seeing it firsthand with all the graphics and, you know, the music and, you know, talking to your characters and seeing the way your party members react to stuff. And, you can't really put that into words. That's something you actually have to experience. But anyway, as far as the story goes, though, I've actually avoided a lot of it. There's a lot of things I'm totally clueless about, which, you know, so if some of you guys who have played through it already are going, you know, duh. Well, I honestly don't know. And even though I probably could, I still don't, because I've intentionally been ignorant of it, which is cool. I'm you know, here it is, 2 months later, the game's been out, and I still haven't finished it yet, and I'm enjoying the crap out of it, and I think I'm getting a lot of bang for my buck here, right? Also peppered in there is playing some multiplayer too, and it's been really cool. In fact, it's been neat to be able to get kind of a heads up without having to start a character and really get into it on some thoughts and builds and some things that would work, and some things that don't necessarily apply in multiplayer, which really would come in handy in single player. For example, like dodge, evade, combat roll, that type of stuff. Not so much in multiplayer. You're more about just getting in there and putting down as much pain as possible as you can before you die type thing. But being able to dodge arrows and, you know, fireballs from wraiths and things really comes in handy in single player. And I've had an opportunity to kind of play with some of that stuff in multiplayer. In fact, made builds that I would probably play in single player, but in multiplayer were complete garbage. I literally had to like promote that character and start completely over and say, okay, well, that works there, but it's certainly not going to work here. But still, getting a little bit of foresight into what I might be able to do with some builds. Oh wow, we've got a battle of epic proportion brewing over here. Even the foxes are in it. I'm watching my health meter, and I'm getting no health back for this. Why did I think that Rampage would get health back with every strike? Doesn't it say that? Okay. Alright, battle of epic proportions. Okay, so now what we need to do is get back to Skyhold and go, talks about the Scholar there. Yeah, they're in it with the Templars, leaving the Scholar alone for his project of great importance. I don't know, is the Scholar learning something that the Elder One would want to know later? Or something? I don't know. Anyway, just all conjecture at this point. What's up? Get back to Skyhold, go to the war table, get those bridges built, get this thing translated for the Dragon Scholar dude, and see what else I can do there. And then we'll head back here and hopefully bait us a dragon. How's that sound? Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening to my ramblings and stuff. I appreciate you tuning in and watching the Ninja Flips videos and stuff. Alright, if you want to subscribe, click that button over my head. For all my videos, click the boxes on the left. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Until then, y'all take care. Bye-bye.